In 1998, Tommy Morrison was 2 years removed from testing positive for HIV and being shut out of boxing. He had refused treatment or medications and had continued to have unprotected sex with his wife. Doctors predicted he had just months to live.
I'm 100% sure in my heart that I don't have anything to be afraid of, you know? And, you know, maybe it'll be an opinion that'll be appreciated, you know, 10 years from now.
This is Tommy Morrison 10 years later.
I'm not looking as crazy as they thought I were back, you know, 12 years ago. I mean, I remember at one point my T-cell count was 3, is what they told me. They're like, you know, clinically speaking, you're already dead.
Morrison points to the results of his most recent tests as evidence of his health. His T-cell count, he says, was at about 1,200, well within the 500 to 1,500 range considered normal.
I'm a picture of health. I'm stronger. I'm 237 pounds. There was some dramatic weight loss back then, but that was because I was doing drugs. No one knew about it. That wasn't from HIV. They thought, oh boy, he's dying, he's dying. And I about did die. I just about did die. I about killed myself with drugs, but then, you know, the Lord slapped me upside the head and I got my senses back and stopped doing it, and here I am.
Morrison went through some hard times following his retirement, including a pair of divorces and a 14-month stint in prison for drug and weapons charges. But in 2006, he began training for a comeback. And now at age 39, he once again has his sights set on a heavyweight title.
I mean, I look across the heavyweight division, my mouth waters. I mean, there's nobody out there I can't beat. I just have some political issues, some political hurdles and roadblocks in my way.
The roadblock Morrison faces is the same one that he's had since the day of his first positive test in 1996. Boxing commissions have been unwilling to grant him a license to fight if he is HIV positive. But according to Morrison, he doesn't have the virus.
When you tell somebody I don't have any virus anymore, they just can't understand it. Where did it go? How did you get rid of it? Half the people think I'm lying, and the other half think I'm crazy. I believe it was a false positive back then. I've said that back then, I'm saying it now. If it was a $15 fingerprint test that tells you whether you have an antibody or not, it doesn't isolate virus. I have an HIV antibody in my system, which is created by my body because I was exposed to it at some point. But apparently my system was strong enough to fight it off on its own. Can you be exposed without being infected? I believe you can, and half the medical field believes that you can. And the proof of that is the vaccination theory. You know, when you get vaccinated, if you went and tested for measles, mumps, or polio, you would come back positive even though you're not contagious to anybody. It's the same.
Morrison returned to the ring in February 2007 when he was granted a license by the West Virginia Boxing Commission after producing results of a blood test that showed no virus in his system. He registered a second-round TKO, but 4 months later, a former associate of Morrison said the blood was tampered with and the results were faked.
Brick walls, you know, I'm running into them everywhere I go. But I got to thinking about it, I was praying about it one day, and the Lord told me, you know what, brick walls aren't there to keep you out. They're there to see how bad you want it. And I've had to go around and through and over everyone that comes up in my face. And I will continue to do that because I believe this is what I'm supposed to do. My career got shut down too soon. I was just starting to understand the sport of boxing when all of a sudden I couldn't do it anymore. So this is like closure. You know, to come back after all these years and to be as in good a shape as I'm in now. I really believe it's my destiny to do this.
But Morrison's self-professed destiny and his reality are two different things. He has fought just once since his return to the ring a year ago, winning on an undercard in Mexico. Outside the ring, the father of 4 is engaged to be married and seeking to move forward from the often tumultuous path his life has been on since that fateful test.
Some of the discrimination that I went through over the years was pretty amazing, you know? It was like all of a sudden one day I didn't have any friends. Even my own family started pulling away from me, and it was just me. I was just alone. And still to this day, I can be in a crowd of 15 or 20,000 people screaming your name, and I still feel alone, you know? I mean, I do. I'm not into that. You know, what used to be so important back then, you know, being Tommy Morrison, you give two I wouldn't give a load of crap for that stuff. I'm one of them guys that once I start something, I gotta finish it.